going on? What's going on, my people? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. Before I get started, please subscribe to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. So this is actually episode 179, 179th episode, and I'm so grateful for that. And again, I'm grateful for your support. So this particular topic has a financial tie to it, so it may seem, but I'm going to flip it a little bit today. So this is gross versus net. Gross versus net. So as we all know, from a financial standpoint, whenever you talk about gross, like the gross of your paycheck, right? Obviously, that means when you work, this is everything you made. It's the gross. It's the max that you made in your particular paycheck, right? Once you start doing deductions and all this out, taking this out, taking this out, it leaves you with your overall net. So I'm going to talk to you today about the gross and the net of relationships and the deductions. The gross and the net of relationships and their deductions. So the gross amount of people versus the net amount of supportive people that you have in your life. Interesting, right? So I'll sum it up by saying this. So when you have a lot of people around you and everybody that you think are on your side, or you think they are supportive, or you think they're doing things for you within your best interest and for your best interest, that's the gross. That's the gross. It's a lot of people, you have a big entourage, so to speak. That's the gross people in your relationship and that are around you, right? Then all of a sudden, when push comes to shove, you start to realize, once you start peeling back in the deductions of some of those said people that was once your gross, you start deducting. Because you start seeing different things, you start understanding different things, you start growing in different areas where it opens your eyes to realize that maybe these individuals in gross group of people really don't have your best interest at heart. Now you end up with the net. You end up with the net of relationships of people that will back you, they support you, they're really there for you when push comes to shove, when it's difficult times. That's the net of your relationship. And really, that's what it's all about. So a lot of times I think we get kind of a little delusional when it comes to our relationships with people and our friends and family sometimes, right? We start to think because people are supporting us when things are good, that means they're going to be there when things are not so good. Unfortunately, that's not always necessarily the truth. So then you find out when the chips are down and your back's against the wall, those same very people that were there, part of the gross group, when things were good, when chips are up, everything seems to be running, they're there and they're supportive because they're there hanging on to see what is going to trickle down for them. They're there to see what they can get from the situation when things are up. Then all of a sudden, as this is part of life, the ups, the downs, the peaks, the valleys, this is part of life. When things aren't going so well, and when things really become a little difficult, then all of a sudden, where's the gross group of people that was there partying with you and, hanging on with you and all of this? Where are they? Now, here comes the deduction. Be it by maybe you seeing what's going on and decide to move in a different direction and maybe cut some of these people off, or they decide to go in a different direction and leave you high and dry and leave on their own. Either way, when that deduction happens, you're left with the net. You are left with the net group of people that were supportive and that was there and they're there for the right reasons. They don't need anything from you. They just want to see you win. They want to see you become successful. That's what you're left with, the net. So I've gone through both sides of that in my career, in business and in sports. So I understand it very, very well. And I'm going to leave you with this. It's really not about how people make their decisions. It's not about how people make their decisions, because everyone has the right to make a decision. So it's almost like it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. My word personally is my bond. If I tell you something, I'm going to definitely try to do exactly what I say. And if I can't, I'll be the first one to come to you to let you know that I couldn't. And I think that I would owe you an explanation as to why. Now, again, that's how I was raised. That's part of the character and the morals and the fiber that my mother raised all of us with, all of her children. And she didn't take too kind to any of us going back on our word. That's just what it was. So for me, understanding the gross and the net, not only in the financial sense, but also in the relationship sense, it gave me a really, really a big jump in life to really understand and to comprehend that at an early age. And I'm glad that I did. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you a little bit. I wanted this episode to be about the gross and the net, dealing with relationships. And I hope you got something from it. That's what this is all about. Just a little bit of inspiration, motivational pieces, and topics that I think people would be interested in. So I hope you got something from it. Listen, I look forward to seeing you next week. I'm Eugene Napoleon, and this is Napoleon's Corner. Take care.